All right, guys. So what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be reviewing all of chapter 3 again. Okay. So if you need to know what chapters or what pages, or if you want to review some of the YouTube videos, all you need to do is click on the lessons from below. So you just scroll down in your weekly schedule. So you'll see lesson 1 was on October 18th. So go to week 9, October 18th. Here's lesson 1, the history videos. Lesson 2 videos, it tells you the page number. So we start on page 74. And then here's lesson 3, and then here's lesson 4. It goes all the way to page 97. Okay. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be reviewing, and I'm also going to be creating your Kahoot quiz. So then tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday, you are not going to have videos that we're going to be reviewing. What you guys are going to just be doing is you guys are going to be reviewing on your own via the Kahoot quiz that we are going to create together today. Okay, so let's go ahead and review. So the best way for you guys to review is going to be by watching previous history videos. You are going to watch the previous videos that we've made by going through the weekly schedule. Right now, I'm going to click on this California History, Social Science. Another great way for you guys to review on your own is to actually just click on each of the lessons. Now, remember, there was that video that we watched for chapter 3. If you go to chapter 3 under Savas Realize, and remember, you go to Savas Realize by clicking on the waffle, then you can watch that video, the chapter opener, government. And there was that video, how does government work, that you guys can watch. You guys can listen to the song, Our Country Today. And you guys can also look at all these fun little activities. Now, if you want to do the quest kickoffs, the vocabulary games, you guys are more than welcome to do that. Some of those things are actually in your books. Like, for example, I know that many of you guys don't have this book yet. And if you don't have it, that's totally fine. You don't need the book. However, if you have it, you might want to use it because it will help you with your, just with your learning. Oh, you know what? It's not even on this one because let me see if I can find it in Google Classroom. This one. So if you don't have this book, that's fine. You don't need it. Okay. But for your activity guide, if you want to review your chapter 3 lessons, there are fun little activities that you guys can do in this activity guide on your own. We are not going to be doing it as a class. I'm not going to be submitting it or asking you guys to submit it as an assignment. This is going to be things that you guys can do on your own to help you further your understanding of chapter 3 government. So lesson 1, you can review the lesson 1 e-text and the reviews, lesson 2, lesson 3, and then lesson 4. What I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be going over your chapter closer. Okay. Now in your chapter closer, there are lots of things that you guys can do. Now this TikTok is different. It's not like TikTok, the video thingies that you guys, some of you guys do. The vocabulary game is going to be based off of the government assignments that we've done. The quest findings will be in that assignment book. If you guys want to create a skit and record it with, your family members, you're more than welcome to. And then there's also the review and the assessment student e-text in government. And then there's that online chapter test that you guys are going to take on Thursday. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be creating those Kahoot questions for your chapter test. I wonder if I can find it. Okay, now I'm just going to I wonder if I can open up just this one. Give me a second, guys. All right, I'm going to open up. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. All right, here we go. Okay, so this is going to be your actual chapter test that you guys are going to be taking on Thursday. So you guys are going to be studying this throughout the week. Okay. Now look at the graphic organizer, then answer the question. The US Constitution was written because this was the cause, and then the effects is what happened. So remember, when we say cause, we think of the word because. Because the US Constitution was written, what happened? Because the US Constitution was written, the government became weaker, a stronger government was created, people wanted to have 13 colonies again, people fought against the new government. What was one effect of the US Constitution? I believe that because the US Constitution was written, they were able to build a stronger government. Number two, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to pick what we think is the best answers, and then we're going to check our work. And then once we get 100%, we're going to put this into Kahoot so you guys can review it throughout the week. Okay. So you guys are going to put your answers in the chat. There you go. I'm not going to put up the Kahoot until after this. All right. Okay. Costa Rica is a country that grows a lot of bananas. The United States wants bananas, but they don't grow here. Let's just pretend. Okay. We can't grow bananas in the United States. So how can the United States solve the problem? If United States can't grow bananas, but Costa Rica can, what should we do? A, Americans can stop eating bananas. B, the United States can trade with Costa Rica. C, Americans can ask the United States nations for help. Or D, the United States can use military force to get bananas. What is the best answer? I see a lot of you guys saying B. America can trade, maybe they can give, let's say that we have a lot of gold here. We can trade some gold for bananas. Which of the following is a classroom rule? Which of the following is a classroom rule? Set the table before dinner, get ready for bed at 8, put your dirty dishes in the sink, raise your hand before you talk. Good job. That was a quick response. Raise your hand before you talk. All those other ones are what would happen at home. Number 4, what is true about the Senate and the House of Representatives? Together, they make up the Congress. There are fewer representatives than senators. Senators are elected more often than representatives. They both have the same number of people from every state. That is not true. They do not have the same number of people from every state. Remember, the Senate, they pick 2 from every single state. So there's 50 states and there's 2 senators, so there's only 100. The House of Representatives, there's like 465 of them. It depends on how many people are within that state, and they're going to have more depending on the amount of people. Together, they make up the Congress. Very good. Choose the correct word to complete the sentence. There are 2 parts of Congress. There is the Senate and the House of Representatives. There are blank senators from each state. 2, 10, 6, or 4. How many senators are from each state? And no more than, it's not 465, and no more than 435 representatives in total. A senator is elected very good. There are 2 senators from every state, and a senator is elected every blank years, and a representative is selected every 2 years. A senator is elected every 4 years. 4 years. Oops. Or is it 6? I don't remember. Let's find out. Next one. One of these men is Thomas Jefferson. What do you think the men are talking about? Remember, we looked at this one, how to rule England, the words of the Bill of Rights, ways to fight against England, what the Declaration of Independence should say. And remember, they're declaring their independence. And then the last question, this is the United Nations building. Why do you think there are so many flags here? To show that one country rules the world? No. To show a strong military force in the world? No. To show that trade is something we need to stop? No, we encourage trading. To show that many countries work together for peace. All right, let's see how we did. Ooh, we got one wrong. Let's see. So the answer was not a senator is elected. Every one of these is wrong. So let's find out which one it is. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go back and read to find the correct answer. And you know what? Before we do that, let's see if I can start creating our Kahoot. because I don't want to lose this page. Actually, let's just do that. Okay, so we got to find out how many years in Congress that the House of Representatives and the senators stay. So if you're not sure, the best form of action for you guys to take is to go back and reread. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go to social science. I'm going to go to chapter 3, government, and then I'm going to see if I can find that lesson where it talks about the years. So citizens follow rules, our government, governments around the world. I believe it's going to be under our government because that's where we learn about our Congress. I'm going to click on the student e-text. So if you're never sure about an answer, you always should double check where you can find that answer. So here's what is a government, the president. Here's Congress, ready? So Congress is the branch of government that makes and votes on laws. To vote means to make a choice that can be counted. Okay, there are two parts. All right. Ooh, a Senate is elected every 6 years. So there are 2 senators from every state, so 100 in total, elected every 6 years. The House of Representatives, number of people elected from each state is based on how many people live there. There are no more than 435 of them, and they're elected every 2 years. So now that I remember, let's go ahead and retake that quiz so that we can open that up in Kahoot. All right, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna upload that into Kahoot. And then after that, you guys can practice taking that on your own. All right. So what was one effect of the US Constitution? A stronger government was created. So when you create quizzes, you need to make sure that you put the correct answer, okay? Costa Rica grows a lot of bananas. The USA wants bananas, but they don't grow here. How can the United States, and then that question doesn't have it. How can the United States solve the problem? So sometimes when you do these quizzes, they you can only write so many words. So you need to make sure that you have a limit to how much you can write, okay? And then you'll say that they want to trade with Costa Rica. So you'll click on that button. Which of the following is a classroom role? Raise your hand before you talk. What is true about the Senate and the House of Representatives? Together, they make up the Congress. There are 2 senators from each state and no more than 435 in total. And a senator is elected every 6 years, whereas the House of Representatives is every 2. One of these men is Thomas Jefferson. What do you think the men are talking about? If Thomas Jefferson is in it, then they're talking about the Declaration of Independence. And then the last question, this is the United Nations building. Why do you think there are so many flags here? To show that countries work together for peace. All right, guys. So what we're going to do tomorrow is we are going to review some of those games and those videos again. But for today, since it's already 1:20, what I'm going to do right now is I am going to assign this Kahoot quiz, and you guys will have until, so today's the 1st, tomorrow's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So you'll have until Thursday to review for this quiz. Okay. You guys can play it as many times as you'd like. If it runs out, because right now, there's only 50 times. So you guys can play it as many times as you want. So probably around 3 times before it ends. Once it hits the limit of players, I'm going to have to open up another one. Okay. Now, when you guys put your names, you guys will have to put new names every time you play. So let's say the first time you play, you put your name, Billy. The second time you play, the name Billy is going to be taken. So you're going to have to write like Billy Madison or Billy 1 or Billy Happy Face. Okay, so just know that every time you play, you have to put a different name in order to play it again. You can play it as many times as you guys want. Just remember that once it runs out, you guys are gonna have to let me know so that I can put in the new Kahoot quiz for you guys. So this is going to be your chapter 3 history quiz review. And then what I'll do is I'll also link it so that all you have to do is take a picture or click on the picture. All right. So that is going to be it for today.